Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Yo. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. Without further ado, let's get into it, man. All right, cool beans. So the first thing, you guys see the title. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves, bro. The Minnesota Timberwolves, bro. And it's funny because this was a discussion before it happened, and it really kind of the way that people expected it to. It actually, I think, in my opinion, it was actually a better response and a better statement than I expected from Ant. With what's going on in Minnesota, once again, another Minnesota citizen has been their life has, they've been deleted. Life is ended by the hands of an ICE officer. And so just big tragedy, everything like that everybody's talking about. And with that and the winter conditions, negative degrees, like negative 10 degrees, people were still out there protesting ICE and all the immigration services and officers, everybody really just causing havoc to that community, as they have been for the past, it feels like the past month plus, ever since the last incident, the last tragedy over there. So with that being said, bro, there was this game and people were wondering, is it going to happen? What's going to go with it? And then they were like, is Ant going to say something? Because he is the face of the Timberwolves. Ever since they traded Cat, he was undoubtedly the face of the Timberwolves. And he said he didn't want to be the next face of the league after LeBron left already, because he didn't want that responsibility. He said, that's just not really my body. He's more of a player. LeBron is, as you guys all know, more than an athlete. He speaks out about things. He's well-rounded and does all the things. He's kind of like a politician. And it's interesting because shouts out to Law Murray. He asked LeBron about posting a Bible verse on Instagram, and he said he don't really see that from him. And LeBron said, it says God cares for you and God is good, and he says, which he does. And I was like, that's the first time I heard LeBron speak about kind of Christianity or the word in detail. You know what I'm saying? Like in his 23 plus years of being in the NBA, he's been in the NBA since I was 8 years old. I'm 31 now. So it's crazy. Like, I've never heard him that entire time speak like anything beyond surface level of God is good all the time. Even then, I like it. I like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like, I never heard him, you know what I mean? Which is weird. But other than that, LeBron speaks about everything worldly and everything kind of almost on the safe side a bit with social justice and everything. He did side with in terms of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He did side with Israel. I would guess and assume all of those things because he's in business, so there's that. But I mean, he's always, LeBron's just everywhere. I say all that to say LeBron's everywhere. He knows the right things to say most of the time and all this stuff. So with that being said, Ant was like, no, I don't want to be that. That is not me. That's not who I am. You seen off the dribble, the off the court drama that was following Ant last season. And we never had that with LeBron James. There was blog, rumors about Sharon Reed. That was not the case. That was false. Sharon Reed dispelled that. And now that the child is grown, you see that it's not a LeBron James child. And then the other thing of other rumors that were going around about LeBron and stuff. It wasn't until the entire Drake thing where LeBron and Drake were kind of going back and forth in the Fighting Irish freestyle, where Drake kind of hinted towards, hey, I've helped you cheat coming up to Toronto your entire career, the entire time we've known each other, bro. Don't act like you this perfect family man and this and that. I'll tell Savannah the truth right now. And that was like the closest thing we've ever gotten to like a confirmed LeBron scandal off of the court. It happened to Ant within his first 5 seasons, and it wasn't no conspiracy. It was something that was real, and it was played out all on social media. So I say all this to say Ant isn't LeBron, he isn't Steph in terms of just like the well-roundedness and no scandals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's just a ball player. He's a ball player and a flawed human, and he's never marketed himself to be something not that. So when this question came up, we all wondered what he was going to say, if he was going to say no comment, brush it off, or what was going to happen. This is what he ended up saying.
And man, I just love Minnesota. All the love and support that they show me, so I'm behind with whatever they would. And I don't really have social media, so I'm not in tune with everything. But I've heard about the stuff that's going on, so me and my family definitely praying for everybody.
So that was that. He said, "Man, I just love Minnesota. All the love and support they show me. So I'm behind them. I'm behind whatever they're with. I don't really have social media, so I'm not in tune with everything. I've heard about the stuff going on. Me and my family are praying for everyone." So if you want to nitpick at the state, just to play devil's advocate right here, he says, "I don't really have social media, so I'm not really in tune with everything." The very next sentence, he says, "I've heard about the stuff going on." Just nitpicking. But this is we have a greater point here. So Julius Randle.
With everything going on, would you be comfortable kind of sharing about how this has affected you?
Yeah, like I said, regardless of politics, everything, there's a human aspect to it. And for me, I have kids, I have family, and for me, the job as a man is to be a protector of the house. And when you see things like that, obviously it's tough, and it's hard to stomach those things. I'm not political at all. I don't get any of that stuff. But like I said, it's tough. Regardless of whatever is going on, somebody lose their life, you never want to see that. Like I said, from the minute I've been here, Minneapolis has been great to me. The fans, the community have been really behind me. Everyone, neighbors that I live, community I live in, the school my son goes to, just everything. It's there's nothing but a joy living here. So things like this happening in the community is tough. I don't like seeing it.
So there you have it from Julius Randle. I know most of you couldn't hear that. So, but to just to go back with it, he just said, regardless of the politics, there's a human aspect to it. For me, I have kids, I have a family. For me, the job as a man is to be the protector of the house. You see things like that, and obviously it's tough. It's hard to stomach things like that, regardless of whatever's going on. When somebody loses their life, you never want to see that. From the moment I've been here, Minneapolis has been great for me. Fans and community have really been behind me. Everybody, neighbors, the community I live in, and the school my son goes to, just everything. It's been nothing but a joy since I've been here. So, pause. It's tough. Once again, kind of what the heck are you saying? Let's keep this in mind. All right. So I posted this about an hour ago, I believe. Let me see. Okay. All right, we'll go. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked because I was trying to go to what I posted. And with that, I got sidetracked looking at stuff. All right, cool. So we back on YouTube. We're here. A couple hours ago, I posted this. This was a story that I did. I think it was one of my first, if not my first NBA story. If I didn't do RJ Hunter. RJ Hunter was my first NBA story coming back to Atlanta. But this was one of my first NBA stories and first NBA stories across multiple teams. It was called "Why Are Athletes Being Asked About Social Issues?" Why are athletes being asked about social issues? In the middle of the story, I cut the question more specifically. Are Black athletes being asked this question more than their white counterparts? And so with that question, I go here. But before we continue to the rest of this, right? I want to continue, right? Okay. Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles was not asked about this situation at all. Joe Ingles also went viral tonight from the game. He said, I'll slap the ish out of you. Joe Ingles said to Quentin Post twice while trash talking each other at the free throw line. 38-year-old Ingles isn't messing around. He's 38. Obviously, okay, he's not from America, but he is an NBA veteran, and he's one of the veterans on the team. You would think he would be well-spoken. He was not asked about this after the game. I haven't seen any posts, unironically, from Quentin Post being asked about such thing in the Warriors locker room. Okay, but you know who was asked about it from the Warriors? You guessed it, Stephen Curry.
It was definitely that. I know there's a lot of heavy hearts, and a lot of things, especially this Minneapolis community. Yesterday was rough. It's been rough, I know, out here, and you can kind of feel it when we got here, 2 days ago. Protests that were going on downtown. It was amazing to watch the turnout, and peaceful protests, and the unified voice that was here. And you feel like that would kind of turn the tide, to a more positive direction. And you wake up in the morning and you see what happened. So obviously, there was no need and no place to have a game yesterday, and it's filtered over a little bit to the atmosphere today, like you said, as it should. There's a lot of change that needs to happen, and when you're here and you feel it. I was glued to the TV yesterday when we weren't playing, just watching the coverage and understanding what was going on and trying to really, get knowledgeable about it. Hopefully, again, the community kind of comes together and the right decisions are made, so that there's more of a peaceful, environment here.
Moses mentioned being in his room and like physically seeing the protests go through downtown.
I got videos on my phone of it all the way down. It was like 3 straight hours. Negative 10-degree weather. It was beautiful to see that turnout, and that speaks to how important people felt to have their voice heard, and those elements, and whatever streets right outside our hotel, they were out, and it was amazing to watch.
So your day yesterday, were you part of the conversation on the game should have gone on or not?
I talked to Coach, who was talking to obviously the Wolves organization, Timberwolves organization, and it was very similar to. It's hard to catch up to everything that's going on here in the community when you just fly in and you understand what's going on, but how it affects players, the staff, the entire franchise, the families, and just supporting them in whatever decision made sense. Obviously, talking to the league, so that was pretty much it.
So there you have it. Steph Curry was asked, Anthony Edwards was asked, Julius Randle was asked, Steve Kerr was asked, of course, with his extensive history speaking on these type of issues. But Black athletes are expected to be LeBron James. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, LeBron, that, but that's literally Black athletes' expectation. And you can even go back to the 90s, all right, with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan say something. Michael Jordan, this is before my time. Michael Jordan say something, hey, man, Republicans buy shoes too. Charles Barkley, I am not a role model. These are things that athletes have always constantly dealt with, more specifically, Black athletes, because Black athletes and Black rappers and Black entertainers in the Black community and beyond for the rest of culture are looked at the heroes and the spokespeople and the Superman. They got to be everything. You can't just be a basketball player. You can't just be you got to be everything. And I think it's unfair standard, an unfair reality. However, in the meantime of us adjusting to, hey, maybe we should want to hear from the Minnesota governor more than we want to hear from Anthony Edwards. In the meantime of that switch, in the current society that we live in, Anthony Edwards and his team, they have to know that's coming. And it should probably take a more concrete stance on it. What does a more concrete stance look like? You know, but also like it's a weird thing because that's just not him. So it's like even if he came with a prepared statement, you're like, this ain't Ant. Like you just gave him something to say. And it's I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. It's not black and white. It's not black and white, bro. But here's Cap. What's happening in the Twin Cities and in the Great North Star State is heartbreaking to witness. These events have cost lives and shaken families, and we must call for accountability, transparency, and protections for all people. This moment demands that we reflect honestly on what our values truly are. My thoughts, prayers, and deepest condolences are with the families of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. I stand with the people of Minnesota. Salute to Kat. Salute to Carl Anthony Towns. This is amazing. Once again, everybody ain't Carl Anthony Towns. He just happens, to take this stuff seriously. He understands his platform and he speaks. That ain't everybody. However, if we localize this thing back to my hometown of Atlanta, I called out someone with a platform to not speak about, the tragedy that's going on in Atlanta right now of them fighting for justice for Linton B. Green Blackwell, the Atlanta rapper, the DTE affiliated rapper and entrepreneur over there in Little Vietnam, East Lake Meadows in Atlanta, east side of Atlanta, East Side Legend. The thing with him, it's like, why won't you take, if you have a 3-hour show, a 3-hour podcast, why don't you take 30 seconds to shout out someone that you knew personally, to speak out about these injustices that's going on and put pressure on the city of Atlanta to get it done. And that might not be your stilo. You might not be no politician or just that, but 30 seconds doesn't make you Barack Obama. You ain't got to be, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's what a lot of the fans here, bringing it back to Minnesota, probably wanted, because I did see some fans that were disappointed, and I saw some fans that didn't care. They was like, hey, I'm not asking Ann to be a politician. Like, just go out there and help us win. And then I seen some people that was like, this is very disappointing coming from like the guy who's supposed to be our leader and the face of the friend and everything like that. Supposed to be representing the city. So it's a weird thing all the way around. I know personally, like Trey Young, I asked him about a lot of tough stuff back in Oklahoma and stuff, just around the way. And Trey always spoke up, bro. He was never hesitant about that stuff when he was in Atlanta. And his little sister, he credited that a lot to his little sister. He said his little sister's really into like kind of activism and stuff like that. So she kind of really keeps him on his toes with that. And his father, father kind of a well-rounded individual as well, like really pressing on financial literacy. And also what else he and Rayford be talking about. Rayford also be talking, about civil rights and things. All right. So that's it. That's my take on it. If you wondered how I felt about the Minnesota Timberwolves situation and how they're taking this public speaking thing, and what should the expectation for public speaking be with athletes. Next, DeAndre, justice for DeAndre. Let's see what the story is.
So for those who don't know, my little brother, DeAndre Davon Hill, he was shot and killed 3 days ago, January 20th, by Wichita Police Department. They shot him 9 times, and they're trying to portray him as this criminal, as if he pointed this gun at them. I know for a fact my brother didn't point a gun at an officer. I'm sure the whole city of Wichita knows my brother didn't do that, because that's not my brother's character. And I know my brother was not expecting to die not last night, but I know he wasn't expecting to die that day in general. My little brother, he worked at Planet Fitness.
Hold on. I apologize. I was trying to get the screen right. Let's get this right.
He was a very talented.
I'm gonna run it back.
That day in general. my little brother. He worked at Planet Fitness. He was a very talented. He was so talented and loving, and he loved and cared for everybody around him. Man, and sometimes I would like get on him because I just felt like sometimes he was just being too nice to people, like giving chances to people that I wouldn't even I'd give chances to. But that was just his character. When he loved hard. But I want justice for my little brother because he shouldn't have had to die like that. And I know that he felt alone. And I know his last thoughts, he thought of his family. And I feel like that they could have did more for him. I feel like the city of Wichita failed my little brother. So, I'm just sharing because I'm on my way back home. And I'm going to keep on sharing videos. I'm going to keep talking about his character. I'm going to keep sharing his music because he deserves justice. So, my name is Daisha. I am his big sister. That was my twin. Wherever you seen him, you see me. Wherever you see me, you see him. And the last time I talked to him was Sunday. And I called him and told him that I missed him. I also want to mention with my little brother is that the police released like one of the sketchiest body cam footages ever. It's not even real footage. I mean, if you call 5 seconds of footage, okay. But we want the full body cam footage from all officers involved. Because from what we seen and what they showed us, there was plenty of officers there. And we want footage of my brother pointing this gun at them that they say. I've seen the blood splatter on the floor. And he wasn't too far from his apartment door. So I want justice. My family wants justice. We're going to get justice. And I know Yeshua got our backs. So I'm trying not to stress about it. I just want to tell anybody that loved my brother and who also has a hard time of sleeping like I do, read the book of Psalms. Just listen to it. Even if you just 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, plug in the audio and I promise you it's going to make you feel so much better, especially what's going on in this world. And David knows what he's talking about. So, yeah, I'll keep y'all updated, okay? But we're looking for a lawyer still, so if you all still want to help us out, please send us recommendations. But our first step is getting this body cam footage because a lot of lawyers want that and need that to help us. So I'll let y'all know.
Man, once again, another situation for those wondering. I know they never stopped. So why did y'all? Oh, you mean talking about it?
So for those who don't know, my little brother DeAndre Davis.
But DeAndre, prayers up to DeAndre Devon. Is it Devon?
Devon Hill.
Yeah, DeAndre Devon Hill. Prayers up to his family and his big sister. They're all going through it, and this is something they're gonna have to deal with. Beyond the trending topic and beyond, when all the news trucks move away and when I start making YouTube videos about it, is a reality his family's still gonna have to deal with. And so for that, just prayers up to them in their healing process and stuff. Yeah. I just hope they, beyond everything and now at this point, the justice for them and accountability will look like them receiving all the full body cam footage and all of the facts and the exact thing that they said he did. So they can get the adequate amount of justice for their loved one. It's like the same story, different name, different city around in the same country. So it's just tough, but we have to keep highlighting it and we have to keep talking about it, because if we don't, then it falls to the wayside and people think they can get away with it. People have to keep speaking about stuff so you can't get away with it, because you can't just get away with anything. All right. I know I said nothing there. It's like, excuse me. I'm going to go to the next thing. Pharrell. Pharrell's being sued by Chad Hugo, the Neptunes. Chad Hugo is suing Pharrell Williams, claiming that Pharrell is withholding royalties from his contribution to the Neptunes. Here's the core of Hugo's lawsuit. Unpaid royalties and revenue. Hugo said he hasn't received his property share of income from music releases, album sales, touring-related distributions, and merchandising deals were connected to the Neptunes and NERD, potentially $1 million plus from one NERD album. His lawyers argue Hugo may be owed up to $1 million from the 2017 NERD album, No One Even Anymore, with the estimates ranging from the hundreds of thousands to potentially 1 million plus. Like a financial records, Hugo claims that he repeatedly asked for monthly statements, books, records, and royalty statements. Rory Amal, Joe Budden, that their operating agreement allegedly requires. He says Pharrell either ignored the request or provided limited incomplete documents. Show us the books, Joe. Self-dealing and diverted revenue. The lawsuit also alleges that Pharrell engaged in self-dealing, concealed key information, and diverted revenues that should have been shared with Hugo. Merch money dispute. Hugo's team says that they've seen no revenue from September 23rd from an NERD merchandise partnership, which they argue is another example of being cut out. Bigger ongoing fallout. This follows a separate. Oh, this is another thing. 2024 trademark dispute where Hugo accused Pharrell of trying to gain sole control of the Neptunes name. Dang, an accountant and audit. A full breakdown of royalties and revenue from Neptunes and NERD, damages from alleged wrongdoing, including punitive charges, claims in the filing, a legal ruling clarifying each partner's rights under the operating agreement. Dang, that's sad, bro. This right here. Plaintiff served as a principal composer, arranger, multi-instrumentalist, and producer responsible for programming, instrumentation, and overall sound design, while defendant Williams became more frequently appeared as the public-facing member of the duo. So there you have it. You're saying he pretty much did all the work while, wow. He's just nerdy and painfully introverted. Peep this. Let me see. Dang. I want to see this. Hold on. I want to see the actual interview. I know I can't watch all of it because of Hot 97.
Yeah, I was trying to play the right notes this day.
What was the first thing you played like actively on records when you guys were first? Because like, how would you say, for people who don't know, how would you say that you and Pharrell broke up? Who did what when you were producing? How would it, simply put?
Oh, I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know, Peter. I mean, geez.
He was big on the drum programming, right?
Yeah.
Pharrell was always big on the drums.
Yeah, Pharrell was on the drums, yeah.
And then would you kind of be tapping into everything else?
Yeah.
Samples.
I try to make myself like a Swiss Army knife, you know? It's just like...
Dang. Well, that's all I'm going to listen to. Y'all go look up the rest of the interview on Hot 97. But yeah, copyright, everything like that. I don't want to get this whole video taken down and stuff like that. But shoot, he been on this for years. You see it right there. Shouts out to Peter Rosenberg, man. That's not a friend of the channel, but that's like someone I ran across one time, and I was like, "Yo, Peter Rosenberg." He's like, "Yo, what's your name? I'll be on the lookout for your stuff, man." I don't know if you've seen my stuff since then, but if you have, Peter Rosenberg, I appreciate it, bro, and I appreciate you. Anyways, let's move on to the next scene, bro. Yolanda King. Oh, wait, hold on. Should I put a button on this on the Neptunes? Yeah, I mean, Chad, bro, get your money, Chad. Neptunes is supposed to be a partnership, a two-way street. If Pharrell is the when you think of Neptunes, you think of Pharrell. When you think of NERD, you think of Pharrell. However, NERD and Neptunes, them jokers, is a group, is a duo. And if you from the 2000s, you know they're a duo, and you know Chad just as well as you know Pharrell. So I mean, so because of that, you know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is, bro. Like, get your money, bro. Get the money that you're earned, that you're owed. All right. And Yo, just prayers for them to figure all that out. All right, next. Yolanda King. Here we go. Meet Martin Luther King Jr.'s only grandchild, Yolanda. Thank you, People News. Yolanda Renee King, all about the young activist and why she still feels his presence despite never meeting. This is so cool, bro. He only has one granddaughter. You know, when she gets married, she's gonna have to keep the King name since she's the only like child from the generation, and then the kids are gonna have to take their mama's name, bro, to keep it going. Yolanda Renee King being honored before an MLB game at the Great American Ballpark on August 2nd, 2024 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Civil rights activist and minister Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. attends Adena circa 1967. Here we go. Yolanda Renee King is following in her grandfather's footsteps. The only grandchild of Martin Luther King Jr., Yolanda was born to Martin Luther King III and Andrea Walters King on May 25th, 2008. Dang, she was born in 2008? Dang. Yolanda didn't get the chance to meet her grandparents, MLK Jr. and his wife, Coretta Scott King, because they both were... Where is rain coming from? Hey, subscribe, 10K subscribers. When we get to 10K, I'm getting tape. Where is rain going? It sounds like it's raining in here. I'll see that later. Okay. Where we at? Before she was born, though she's always felt tied to their mission for change. During Clemson University's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative keynote program in January 2023, she admitted that she was, quote unquote, very proud to be their granddaughter and added that, quote unquote, we are all challenged to carry on forth their unfinished work. Oh man, she's intelligent, quote unquote. I feel that somehow they're with me, that our spirits are joined together in this quest for a just, loving, and peaceful world. You better say that. That then 14-year-old Yolanda said during her speech. Oh, she's it. I'm also challenged by their inspiring legacy of vision, courage, and their competent leadership. And I know that I'm not alone. Despite being unable to vote at the time, Yolanda powerfully affirmed that she was, quote unquote, not too young to get involved, encouraging others to do so too. Quote unquote, I'm 14 years old and I'm just getting started, she shared. Despite her young age, Yolanda has used her voice to advocate for causes close to her, including ending violence and improving education. You better say that. From her work as an activist to her strong family ties, here's everything you need to know about Martin Luther King Jr.'s granddaughter, Yolanda Renee King. Oh, this is so fire. Okay. I guess this is 2023. It said 2003. They welcome her May 25th, 2008. She was born and raised in Atlanta, where she learned of MLK Jr.'s impact on the civil rights movement through her father, a fellow activist and advocate, according to January 2024 essay she wrote for parents. Wow. Being raised by MLK Jr.'s second child, Yolanda was introduced to activism at a young age. In her parents' essay, she explained that her father, Martin III, grew up with social justice advocacy all around him. She added that despite her grandparents passing away before she was born, Martin III offered her, quote unquote, guidance on what it means to be a change maker, quote unquote. As a result, I've been able to travel extensively with my parents, speaking out on many causes, including such important ones such as climate change, education, and literacy. Yolanda wrote, the teenager has spoken out many social and cultural issues at several events, including the 2018 March for Our Lives demonstration, the 2020 DC Commitment March, and 2023's March on Washington. At the March for Our Lives rally, Yolanda revealed that she initially was, quote unquote, scheduled to speak, but she felt inspired to do so after she was being asked to honor MLK Jr. and Coretta. Quote unquote, I immediately thought of my grandparents and all that they stood for, she said. She wrote in her parents' essay, I led a chant that turned into a call and response anthem that quickly caught on with kids everywhere. Spread the word. Have you heard? All across the nation. We are going to be a great generation. As Yolanda continues to speak on important causes, she understands the importance of quote unquote extending my grandparents' legacy while also figuring out what causes stand out to her the most. Quote unquote, people often ask me if I plan to follow in my grandparents' footsteps. Thanks to their guiding wisdom and determination, I now have my own footsteps and journey, she penned. Quote unquote, while I follow their example, I'm also ready to lead and forge my own path. You better say that. She was named after her aunt. Rest in peace, Yolanda. While Yolanda is committed to honoring her grandfather's legacy, she was named after another close relative. Her name comes from her aunt, Yolanda King, MLK's firstborn child and his eldest daughter. Like her father and niece, the elder Yolanda was an activist. She graduated from Smith College with a degree in theater and African American studies, and she received her master's degree in theater from New York University in 1979. During her time working in theater, she notably collaborated with Atalia Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter. The elder Yolanda passed away on May 15th, 2007, almost 1 year before her niece's birthday. Oh, man. She never met Martin Luther King Jr. Yolanda's father was only 10 when MLK Jr. was unalived on April 4th, 1968. Though she never met her grandfather, the young activist has always felt a strong connection to MLK Jr. and Coretta. Quote unquote, my grandparents were very special people. They had many dreams for a better world, Yolanda wrote in her parents' essay. I still feel their presence very strongly. As she continues to grow up, Yolanda keeps her grandparents' ideals close and continues to learn about the individual impacts on the civil rights movement. My grandfather told the world that love is key, quote unquote. My grandmother taught us that, quote unquote, when the heart is right, the mind and the body will follow, she wrote. I've held these wise words close to my own heart, holding them like a set of keys that can open doors to all that's possible. She's spoken out about through her activism work. Yolanda has spoken out about. She explained in a May 2022 article for the Washington Post that the issue was important to her because her grandfather was taken away from her family by. Most people won't take a 14-year-old seriously when it comes to addressing. What do I know, right? Well, I know when it is time for a change, she wrote following in Buffalo and Texas. That was a couple years ago. I remember that. Yolanda addressed these tragedies that took place within 10 days of each other, affirming that enough is enough. Quote unquote, I know that it is my duty as an American to use the platform given to me by my grandparents' sacrifices. Ooh, you better say it. To uplift the voice of my peers. It is the duty to speak up as a child who lost her grandfather and her great grandmother to. During man, come on, man. Look. I got a new thing. I want to try it out. Come on, y'all. Man. That I lost my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my grandfather. Come on, man. As my grandfather once said, the most important step that you can do is take a short walk to the ballot box. She made the keynote speech at Clemson University in January 2023. The activists encouraged attendees to use their vote to fight for change in the wake of. As my grandfather once said, the most important step you can do is take a short walk to the ballot box. That's why he, my grandmother, Coretta Scott King, led the Selma to Montgomery March for voting rights in 1965. She bet, come on, man, you better know your family. Do you know your family's lineage? Do you know what your grandmother did? I know what my grandmother did. You've seen the trip to the lift in Trenton, New Jersey. Come on, man. She's an author. Dang, she's an author already. We Dream a World. Oh, this is fire. In 2024, Yolanda released her picture book, We Dream a World. In her essay for parents, she revealed that the book was written, quote unquote, as a gift to MLK Jr. and Coretta as a, quote unquote, special offering to the kids and families everywhere as a beacon of hope. Quote unquote, We Dream of a World is my way of carrying my grandparents' message to the young people everywhere, she wrote. And it's also my way of sharing hopes and dreams for a new generation. Yolanda published We Dream of a World at the age of 15 to tell young people that, quote unquote, no one is too young to stand up and fight for the causes that they believe. Quote unquote, my hope is that We Dream of a World helps remain optimistic and excited about the ability to change for the future and shows that if we all work together, we can create a brighter, better world for everyone, she added. She launched a nonprofit with her parents. Come on, man. Come on, man. What were you doing at the age of 14? What were you doing at the age of 17? Bro? What were you doing at the age of... Come on, man. Whew. In January 2024, Martin III, Andrea and Yolanda created the nonprofit organization Realize the Dream, which challenges volunteers to accomplish 100 million service hours by the anniversary of MLK Jr.'s 100th birthday on, geez Louise, January 15, 2029. The craziest part, that's 3 years away. That's less than 3 years away, 2029. Volunteering, quote unquote, in service to others is not just about helping those in need. It's also about building bridges and fostering understanding between between people. They wrote in the organization's website, quote unquote, it's an opportunity to step outside of our comfort zones and connect with others on a deeper, more meaningful level. Shouts out to Yolanda, bro. Shouts out to Lil Yolanda, dog. Doing big things. Lil Yolanda doing big things. ATL, stand up. Atlanta, Georgia, stand up, man. What are we talking about right now? This is a young woman. You know, we want to salute her. We want to support her. We want to buy the book. We want to do all the things we can to let her know we appreciate her continuing and taking this mission seriously and taking it personally. We gonna, come on, man.
Hablas español. ¿Dónde aprendiste a hablar español? Es impresionante.
Muchas gracias. Fue en escuela internacional, entonces aprendí español allá.
¿Qué se siente ser?
Bro, she did this junk in dang Spanish, boy. Come on, man. She did the interview in Spanish, man. Shouts out to Yolanda. And rest in peace to her auntie, Yolanda King. Oh, wow.
And so it's really interesting to learn about these independent movements. And India is so far the first one that we've studied, which really uses and was built on the principle of nonviolence. And so being able to see that the power of nonviolence, which actually ended up, my grandfather and so many of the leaders were inspired by that, and they were able to take that and translate that within the civil rights movement. And so I think it just always fascinates me because people are like, oh, nonviolence doesn't work. And so it's really interesting.
Yo, salute to Yolanda, bro. And she was traveling. She was over in Colorado Springs for MLK program and stuff like that. Like, that's dope, bro. I definitely want to get Yolanda on the channel at some point. So that's Yolanda, the Black members of High School Musical. There is somebody from back home that I want to get on the channel. I'm keeping that under wraps until, you know, we kind of make some motion there. And Jafar Jackson. Those are just a few of the people that I want on the channel. But yeah, I definitely want her on the channel, dog. This is sensational, bro. It's sensational. Like I'm inspired. Like I had no idea about her. I'm from Atlanta, you know what I mean? So I'm inspired, bro. Yeah, that is an honor. Tenderism. He called for unity on MLK Day. And he had the bins in the back.
How y'all doing today? Dr. Martin Luther King. Good man, wasn't it? Bring all people together.
What's up? Ed Batista. Batista in the building. Batista. Tenderism said, let's get together.
How y'all doing today? Dr. Martin Luther King. Good man, wasn't it? Bring all people together. All people together. All people. You know, we can go to Stone Mountain, Georgia. But we all got to come together. All of us. We human. That's what Destination's about. How y'all doing today? Dr. Martin Luther King.
All right, man. Okay. All right, man. I'll say this. I'm gonna say it. I didn't want to say it. I'm gonna just say it. Or else this video was gonna be 30 seconds. I'm gonna just say it. 100% everything you said. At the same time, business is business and history is history. We are just looking out for you, but we can't want it more than you want it for yourself. So if you don't want it, if you think you got it, if you think everything cool, if you think everything Gucci, cool. It is what it is. But people from the outside have just seen the stories too many times before. And I'm sure you've seen some of the stories too. And even if all the business is good on the back end and behind the clothing, you got the bins in the back. To God be the glory. God be the glory. You got the bins in the back. Even with that being said, right? Even with that being said, Keith Lee wanted to give you $4,000. You wouldn't let Keith Lee? No. Him Destination Smokehouse, another just a person, a human being. Let's all get in. That's what Destination Smokehouse all about. This human being didn't let you get your $4,000. What's going on here? What are we doing? He didn't let you get your $4,000. So, okay, even if, like I said, all the business is good on the back end, he didn't let you get your $4,000. Yeah. He went out there and he said, man, $4,000, you trying to get $4,000 to him? I don't understand if you're trying to get $4,000 to everybody. Yeah. I don't understand if you're trying to get $4,000 to who? Who he say? He said the owner. Yeah. Come on, man. What are we talking about right now, bro? If we get $4,000 to the owner, if we get $4,000 to every employee in the house, I'm with it. But since he just wanted to give $4,000 to you, I'm not going for it. Why just him? Why just
Thanksgiving, DJ Drama.
I don't get it. What is so special about this man? We all came together to make Destination Smokehouse a viral sensation that it is. He didn't understand, Unc. So, Unc, the things that the people have been saying on this internet trying to offend you and come to your rescue, whether you want it or not, is because they saw things plain sight of what was going on and what looks like what's going on. Everything behind closed doors and behind the business could be, hey, you might have 60%, he might get 40%. Hey, because your videos went viral and they take the restaurant to the next level, 100%. But on the surface level in public, it looked like the Joker was kind of, you know what I mean? Stay in your play. Stay in your play. Stay in your play. Hold on, this mine. I don't want you to get bigger than me. That's what it looked like. People were just defending you on. That's all it was, man. Shout out Keith Lee for exposing the operation. Here we go, LeBron James, man.
Capitalism is gonna get us all. I'm telling you. So, LeBron James, Nike are.
First of all, man, shouts out to David Dennis Jr. I don't even think I've ever called this man David because he's a professor. He's a professor. He was a professor at Morehouse. He might still be at Morehouse and stuff like that, but you know, author. He went to school at Davidson College with Steph Curry. He wrote a book about Steph Curry. Just a remarkable, bright man. Someone who I look up to because he just looks like he does the journalism thing the correct way. I believe he has Mississippi roots. So when I lived in Mississippi, I looked a lot of time to like what he was talking about, like this gas station randomly has the best honey bun in America. Like stuff. I just appreciate him so much. So with that being said,
releasing or unveiling today that they're releasing a shoe to commemorate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King by having.
Bro, what the heck? We got freaking Big Nate in the building, brother. Oh, wait, hold on. We got Big Nate in the building, dog. I ain't seen Nate and Dane on a live. I ain't seen Nate on a live stream in about 6
Mr.
months.
Thanksgiving, DJ Drama.
I ain't seen Nate on a live stream in about 8 months. It's good to see you, brother.
A colorway that is taken from the Lorraine Motel, the place where Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, and slapping it on a Nike shoe and selling it for $210. Also on the shoe is a commemoration of LeBron James scoring 51 points in Memphis, because that moment in American history deserves to be on the same space as the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. Look, there are so many other places that you can take colorways from to honor Dr. King. You can take places from Atlanta, take Birmingham, Montgomery. What about Washington, D.C., where he delivered the I Have a Dream speech? The last place that I would think of would be the signage from where he was assassinated. Now, look, the Lorraine Motel has now been turned into the National Civil Rights Museum. It's a beautiful museum. I know a lot about it. I was there when it opened. Actually, I was 4 years old. It does a beautiful job of telling the story of Dr. King in those last days. And I encourage everybody to go. I do not encourage everybody to feel as though buying a $200 shoe of the signage of the Lorraine Motel is doing anything to honor anybody. It just feels like a tone deaf situation from Nike, from LeBron, from all parties involved. And I think it's also important to note why Dr. King was in Memphis in the first place on the day that he was assassinated. He was there for the rights of sanitation workers, union workers, for their livelihood and their well-being, and to honor that by creating a shoe that is made from people who are suffering from unjust labor laws and are forced to make these shoes is not really the way to go. But Dr. Martin Luther King was killed while trying to fight against the dredges of capitalism. There's nothing more capitalist than slapping Nike on a shoe on a color that sort of trivializes, not sort of, very much so trivializes one of the most gruesome murders in American history. Absolutely disgraceful move by all parties involved. I don't even know where the money's going. Is the money even going? Proceeds going in anywhere? Is it lying in people's pockets to say, hey, let's go. You got those new MLK LeBrons that show the place that he was killed, and to release it on MLK Day. This is just bad marks all around for everybody involved. Disgraceful, disgusting act. And I hope that they can figure out some sort of way to right this wrong.
So see, the thing about this though, Miss Pamela, right, is actually an alternative. If you live on the West Coast, you could still order if you don't live on the West Coast. Like I've ordered from them a couple times before, but we still have an alternative option.
Store. I'm gonna check out, see what's inside.
Big Baller Brand Store in Chino Hills. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. With the big baller himself inside. You can get everything you see. They got all the Big Baller Brand. Look, hold on. What we got on the walls? What we got on the walls, man? You know what we got on the walls, man. We got all the types of Big Baller Brand merchandise you can get right now. They did not pay me. No, they didn't pay me for this. I'm just saying this off the love, off the strength. Look at this. You can get you some Big Baller apparel, some Big Baller shoes, everything like that. All the money that we was going to give to Nike, we can give to the Ball family, LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, Jello Ball, and help that family continue to raise a generational wealth, man. Support Black business, support an independent Black man that really took a chance on himself and his sons, and it's paid off so far. We can put our money right there instead of Nike. Now, I'm saying this right now. If I see an affordable pair of Nikes that look good in an outlet, or maybe going thrifting, or maybe just happen to find something on sale that looked really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I might do a little $70. I might do a little 120, a little 124, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, am I gonna get the MLKs? I ain't gonna get no MLKs. They did not go out of business. What you're thinking of is they had a business partner in the founding stages that was stealing money from them. And they found out like a couple months in, and then Lonzo left the company after that. And then he came back eventually a couple years later. That was Allen. He was a crooked man that, really did a number on the Ball family, and it was whack. And it kind of slowed down their motion a lot. I was around the same time that LeVar got banned from going on ESPN because of the comment that he made to Molly that Molly took the wrong way. And, shouts out to LeVar Ball, bro. Friend of the channel. And that's my people for sure. So shouts out to Big Baller Brand. But yeah. But that's what it is. That's what it is, dog. That's what it is. LeBron, I'm surprised LeBron, I don't think he's spoken on this. But I feel like every single time they try to ask LeBron something serious this season, he just goes, hey man, I don't care. I watch YouTube golf. And this should be something that he addresses. A couple years ago, I felt like he would have addressed it. Here's Clinton Yates. This, in fact, if this is the fact that this is real, indicates yet again that there's not enough Black folks in enough rooms at Nike, or they don't feel empowered enough to speak up. What a disgrace. And then someone said the reason that Dr. King, as David said, Professor said, Dr. King was in Memphis when he was unalive was to help the protests with the sanitation workers on strike, because he saw that the intersection of civil rights and economic injustice. To then use the site of that for economic profit goes against exactly what he stood for, which is what he said. He doesn't care. That check is clear for him. Yeah. So there it is. I guess Bron doesn't care. Bron cares a lot for a billionaire, but there's also some times where he just reminds you, I'm a billionaire. There are some times where he just reminds you, I am a billionaire. I am a rich man. My pinky is in the air. This lady said dating white dudes is a level up.
I've always thought that black women and white men made so much more sense in terms of coupling.
Turn this up. Turn this up. Read the words right here. So you don't have no captions on it, but the words right here, so you can see a little bit right there. Turn this up.
Men, and I don't like to have thoughts like this go unexplored or unresearched, so I put in the time to see why I kind of always had this double standard, like since I was a child and just able to fathom race in America. I want to preface that this is very, very specific to American culture, and that race consciousness is inseparable from our daily life. And I understand that this is a discriminatory double standard. I do come from a biracial family, a mixed race family, and the majority of our family coupling.
Mixed with what? What did you mix with? I come from a mixed race. What did you mix with? Black and Ethiopian? I'm sorry. Black and Sudanese? Well, what did you mix with? I come from a mixed race family.
Things that are biracial, it's a black woman and white man. But I wanted to get into the thinking behind this. We're stripping away from all romance. I'm not discrediting or dehumanizing anybody. It's a very provocative theory that I'm arguing that black women, white men pairing is more of a power couple and structurally sound than the inverse of black men, white woman. But we're going to take a look on the logic of American upward mobility, which I feel was really what I have always believed since I was a child. And I've always had this reasoning for it. Black women hold the highest degrees of education in America, and we also hold.
Teach your children to love themselves and respect themselves, so they won't be looking at others as better or higher. I remember, I tell this story a lot, but I'm going to tell it again. I remember, and it is ironically going to come back relevant in a couple minutes here. But I remember when I was like 4 or whatever, I was watching a lot of Blue's Clues. And I was like, Mom, it's like, Mommy, I want my hair to go down like Steven's. Like I wanted bangs, right? My mom was like, your hair doesn't do that. I was like, why not? She was like, because you're black. I was like, but I want hair like Steven's. And she was like, your hair doesn't do that. And then she had to like give me the black is beautiful speech. And then, I went to my dad's house, and then my dad and my stepmom were like, I love being black. Like black is my favorite color, everything like that. And yeah, and then I had to learn about the difference between light skin and dark skin, and how it's all black still, because I thought light skinned people were white and I thought light skinned people were cooler. These are all things that I like learned and went through from 4 to 6 to 7. I'm fortunate and I'm blessed enough to have the parents and step parents that taught me black is beautiful, to embrace black. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, James Brown. James Brown, like my dad's favorite artist. So it's like, if you aren't raised in an environment like that, like your parents have to make a conscious effort to tell you, love your blackness, embrace your blackness. This is who you are. This is your identity. If you don't have that at home early on, the rest of the world is telling you, hey, subtly or not so subtly, you're not as good as this person. You're not, these people are better than you. These better. And you end up with 20 something, 30 something year old millennials or Gen Zers up on TikTok explaining to the world why they think that they're doing better than other black people because they are dating outside their.
The number one purchase power in America, and white men obviously hold the keys to all the structures that hold up America, the privilege, the generational wealth. Their word has the highest value in America. And the vehicle, the fastest way for a black woman to mobilize herself to the top in America in terms of relationships and who she's associating herself with would be marrying a white man. I would label the white male partner the incumbent. Why that word is because
Who is your example of this? Kerry Washington from Scandal.
it really demonstrates that his position is so powerful. He has capital, historical, generational capital, the money, the assets, the equity. The numbers are undeniable. White households hold 84.2% of all wealth in America. The median net worth gap between white and black households in America is 10-1. So you're looking at roughly $250,000 versus $24,000 per household. Black women have attained so much educationally. Black women earn over 71% of all master's degrees awarded to Black students. Even though she has such high earning potential, she may lack the generational wealth. She may never be able to see and achieve her highest earning potential without someone who brings that capital and has generations that back them. So the
We got a minute left. I'm sorry for pausing so much. But I did want to say this. I did want to quote Jay-Z. Light, dark, rhyme and it's here. Rich and a five and a fall, but it's still hitter. OJ like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. If you climb to the top of the American social and economic ladder, guess what? Them people at the top gonna look at you as. They still gonna look at you as in a coupe. You can't run away from being black. Being black is just what you're black. If you marry a white man and you become rich and your kids become and they become but then if you teach your kids, oh, marry white, guess what their kids gonna be? Their kids gonna be white. So where did you get? Oh man, the way for the black people to climb up with this generational wealth is to marry white. If you marry white and you make some mixed kids, and them mixed kids marry white and they have kids with a white person, them kids gonna be white. All the melanin gone. So where is this progression towards economic freedom? It's all down the like your entire theory is washed. Regardless of how much money you get with your white husband, you'll still be black. Can't change it. It just is what it is. So embrace who you are, love who you are. It just is what it is, bro.
White male partner for the black woman, they kind of sort out and cancel out each other's liabilities, which maximizes upward mobility. Emerging of
Stop hating yourself 2026. Stop hating yourself 2026.
And a white man makes so much sense and being highly efficient in terms of merging capital and upward mobility in America. But that is not the same for a black man and a white woman. It's actually harmful for their mobility upwards in this country. And their word compared to a white man means nothing, being a woman and also being a black man. So we're viewing these pairings as pure mergers of assets and risk. That's the frame. In the next video, I'm going to be going into the black man, white woman pairing.
Video. Next video. Man. Come on, bro.
And this is me being vulnerable, guys. I told you guys.
She rage baiting.
That this is.
It worked. The rage bait worked.
A double standard. This is discriminatory and is also a thought that I've had my entire life. I've had the same reasoning, but I wanted to research it and not be talking out of my behind. So I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video.
Yeah, teach your kids to love themselves if you got some black kids, man. It's more important to her that our kids and grandkids are rich than for them to be black. Which is like, what's the point? It's like, oh man, you know, I want y'all to be rich. If they rich and they hate you, grandma. Why is granny? I ain't even gonna shoot. I could really wild out, but I'm not gonna do that. But you know what them kids going, is it granny? You know what I mean? It's just pointless. Dumb. You rage baited me. I'm not gonna lie. You rage bait it and you clip farm to get attention on your TikTok because you're talking about on the next episode. When you do cliffhangers, it's like TV shows. When you do cliffhangers, you get people coming back for more. When you do series, that's how you make the most money on YouTube. That's how you make the most money on social media. I just found that out from watching and following and listening to DDG and Dub and all them guys and stuff like that. That's how you make money. It's series. And Country Wayne. That's how Country Wayne making millions on Facebook every month. Just doing a bunch of series. What you doing right now is clip farming, is rage baiting to get some money. But we ain't doing that. Shout out Eve, man. Who's that girl? Na, 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 na. Philly, man. Philly. That's where I'm from. But yeah, Candace Owens for sure. It is crazy because Candace Owens, sometimes she try to like, hey, I make sense. I don't know. It's a whole thing with Candace Owens. But with that being said, I'm going to go to the next thing. And we go from one to another. Ray got a new look. Woo! Asian boy Ray got a new look, man. Asian boy Ray got a new look, bro.
This my look. This my new looks, yeah.
So I told my friend, just texting with them a couple of weeks ago, I was like, Ray be walking the line of like racism a lot. And y'all know if you know, if you know the reputation that Asians have with black people, it's like they're known to be like very vicious and just mean and hateful to black people for some reason. Like they just as racist in America. Sometimes it's even worse over in Asia. Like they call all black men Michael Jordan, and they call all black women Beyonce. It's a weird thing. They say you need banana. Like I remember I did the thing with Danny. I said, yo, I reacted to Danny Adia highlight. I said, free Palestine, but Danny hooping. Shout out to Danny Adia. Man, the comment said, you need banana. Hey, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Hey, ain't no need for all that. But these folks is racist. So I say all this to say that as a prerequisite. Like, Ray be doing a lot of like just questionable things, bro. And I know Ray gets the jokes from all the black people as black people do with like and the Jackie Chan jokes and the rice jokes and all that and stuff. But he really be trying it a lot of times. And sometimes he gets away with it and other times he doesn't. I say this because I don't think the issue with Clover ends there. It doesn't end there. Like these are like telltale, like it's kind of, pretty. If you guys don't know, shortly after Kai kind of founded Ray and made him a superstar, and he started streaming back home in Taiwan when he was still finishing high school. Like shortly thereafter, he got in trouble. It was a big controversy. He was playing Call of Duty, and he was using the N-word. He was calling a black player N-word, and then he started making monkey noises at him. And he started going, ooh, ah, 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 ah. You want banana? You want banana? Like he started doing all of that and was saying the N-word. And Kai was like, oh man, you can't be doing that, bro. He's like, I get it, because COD, you upset, and this, COD is a different world. Like they all say kind of the craziest stuff in those chat rooms and everything. But that was that. Ray said, I'm sorry. Then Ray kept saying like the N-word on stream. And then Ray kept making like little black jokes. Like he just keeps making, and it's not like here, you do this, you do that. It's like some offensive stuff that he knows is offensive and is hurtful, because Ray's a smart individual. Like he graduated high school and everything like that. Like he's a smart individual just based off of how he was when Kai met him. I don't know Ray. I only met him once, and that was just me saying, what up, Ray? And he said, what up? But he seems like a very intelligent. He know what the heck he's doing. I'm saying all that to say that. And he's been doing this for a minute. This is just the latest note. Just take a little mark of it. and see where we at. Jay Versace said they need to shut down Twitch for a little bit. So there is that, right? So this is Clover, same group. Okay. Next thing. Where we at? So then you have this little joker that went viral once again. Every other day, Rakai is going viral for something beyond just being entertained or whatever, beyond the shock value, just being like a bad person, bro. And people said Speed act like Rakai a couple years ago. That's why I give Speed a pass. Speed did not act like this. He didn't. Speed was wilding. 100%. Speed ain't have no home training. He flipping and things. He cussing and doing all the pranks. He was wild. 100%. He blowing up the setup, setting off fireworks in his room. He put a, he put a latex over his head and then did the little, Speed just did a lot of stupid stuff. And he said the thing that he said to Ash Cash that got him banned off of Twitch 2-3 years. Speed was wilding 100%. Speed won't treating homeless people like this in public. Speed won't telling young kids when they ask for advice to quit. Don't chase it. Every other day, Rakai is being disrespectful. He's being a delinquent. He's being something crazy to these folks. And he hears it every single day. From the comment section, from the people in public, the lady said, "Hey, chill out. I know you're trying to do your thing, but you're making black people look bad." And he just didn't care. He just kept doing what he's doing because he's making a bunch of money off of it. And you 17, you making that type of money. You ain't about to change the way you act. The way that I acted got me hundreds of thousands of dollars. My mentor is Kai Snap. I am good. As long as Kai says I'm good, I am good. He the only one I'm listening to. So with that being said, here's Rakai with Deshae and DDG at an In and Out.
This is mad good. I'm eating bullshit, man.
You know it's bad when DDG looking at you like ain't nothing funny, bro. He snapped out of character real easily. Ain't nothing funny, bro. We ain't doing that. The Shay laugh, it was like a nervous laugh of like, bro, you really laughing at that, bro?
Nigga forgot he was feeling. I'm not laughing at that, man. Nigga, you got hate on me?
And he talking with his mouth full.
John, hate for me, yo. This shit go
DDG said you not calling that on my name.
hate for me, yo.
This shit go straight, man. Most people got balls, nigga. We do this shit every week.
But it's literally he does that all the time. Now, this has a point. This has a purpose, and this connected to the rape thing. So then he reacted to someone talking about him, saying same thing I'm saying. Probably saying it a little harsher. Here we go.
Immature, yeah, he's 16, 17 years old. But it's another thing to be disrespectful as fuck. This nigga laughed at a homeless person eating by themselves. Why is your first instinct to laugh? The average person would get sad seeing some shit like that. But like, you can't really point the finger at him. He's young. He needs somebody to tell him what's right from wrong. He needs a fucking responsible adult.
Bitch, fuck yourself, bitch. You ever speak on my name again, bitch? You don't fucking know me. Fuck around with you. And second of all, nigga, I didn't laugh at the fucking homeless man. I laughed at the shade looking at me. Then I'm looking at the shade because the shade ugly as fuck. That's why I didn't laugh.
Y'all see what I saw? Y'all see what I saw? Hold on, I gotta reshare. Y'all see what I saw? We ain't crazy. Is all of us crazy? Is all of us crazy? Before all of this, your parents are the one to put this in check. 100%. 100%. You can be up 1 minute, down the next. 100%. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars each month and lose it. 100% by being, because people not going, It's PR, you know, image. People not gonna want to support someone who just an a-hole forever. I mean, unless you're like on that side of streamers and stuff like that. And then Rakai would get the benefit of the doubt if this isn't just a pattern. It's literally every single week. It's either one or two things that he does that is just out of pocket. Every single week. Every single week. And if this goes viral enough for Rakai to see it, hey Rakai, it is what it is, brother. And if people keep saying the same thing, bro, we might not all be crazy. We all can be crazy. We all can be. We all saying the same thing to you, Rakai. The lady in the Walmart or wherever y'all was, she ain't crazy. This girl right here on TikTok, she ain't crazy. I ain't crazy. My people, the people in my chat ain't crazy talking about you right now. It just is what it is, bro.
So yo, don't you ever come on this fucking app to talk shit about me, bitch. You don't fucking know me from a pin dick. You only know me from fucking the internet. So what the fuck is wrong with you? Talk about some free record. Bitch, free your ass, bitch. Fuck is wrong with this bitch,
Immature, yeah, he's 16.
Regardless if he just know you from the internet or whatever, you don't talk to no woman like that, bro. You don't talk to no woman like that. And you're trying to defend yourself to make yourself look like a respectful young man as opposed to what the clips and everything like that on the internet make you look like. And you did a horrible job of protecting yourself. Here's the thing with the Twitch community and social media that they're making Frankensteins. Like we have dudes out here on Twitch speeding with multiple people in the car 100%. 100%. I mean, but it was like this with YouTube too. Remember when it was a YouTube era and it was a prank era and stuff like that at the end of kind of like YouTube's run before we went to Twitch. It was like the pranks just started getting dangerous. It's like pranks in the hood going wrong. Like, and it was like we were pushing it to a very, very dangerous mark and stuff like that. So I mean, the things that people do for money, bro, it really goes down to the economy and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is. So when you have Ray and Clover, and you have Rakai and Clover, so two of the closest people to Kai Cenat. Now, Kai, I know Talil, when he had his allegations, he said, please stop throwing my man's Kai name in this stuff. He ain't got nothing to do with it. He worked too hard to build up what he has. If y'all know that, please defend this man's name and represent this man in a better light than y'all do. Everything y'all do is reflective of Kai Cenat, whether that's fair or not. From Rakai's 17-year-old self to Ray's 20-year-old self to Tylil's 22-year-old, like all these young kids, young men, I gotta throw some respect on Punga and them boys because Punga is a friend of the channel, so is Tylil. All these young men, y'all have to represent Kai Cenat better because Kai is trying to rebrand himself. Kai has a wild past too. Kai was wilding out in public and doing pranks and stuff like that. Kai was doing all that. Kai got caught up his first couple years on Twitch as the most lit streamer with some OF girls and stuff like Kai got caught up in all of that. But Kai has cleaned up his image ever since. And, you know, ever since the Mafia Don 3, he's really been working on self-improvement, on becoming a better person, becoming someone that is respected in business rooms and tables and all of these things and negotiation tables. When Kai has progressed and he's advanced in life, people aren't taking it seriously because of moments like this, where you calling a stranger on the internet the B word just because she calling out your behavior, laughing at a homeless person. You laughing at a homeless person went viral. This one only has 73,000 views. Wait, hold on. Let me see right here. This one has over 16 million views, Rakai. Over 16 million people on the internet all thought that you was laughing at the homeless person. So all 16 million of us is fools, including DDG and Deshae, who both thought in the moment, and probably the cameraman too, that you was laughing at the homeless person. All of us just lying. We all just crazy. We all don't know what we talking about. And then for you to respond when someone calls you out on your BS And for you to call a black woman that you don't know the B word and call her out of her name, it's insane, dog. And all of that is just bringing, why is these people around cussing that? They are extensions and representations of him. And I'm sure Kai's given this speech to them multiple times, and Kai wants them to win really bad. He wants them to win. I want Clover. It don't feel good if I make it by myself. I got to bring all my boys with me. The first thing Kai said, shout out AMP. Shout out AMP. Hey, AMP. It ain't just me. It's AMP. That's Kai. That's his personality. He gives so much, he got Clover 2 houses, according to Gigi. I wasn't even going to talk about that, but according to Gigi, he got them 2 houses. Everything he did, he's giving y'all so much. Like Kai's biggest accomplishments that he loves so much and stuff like that was Streamer University, because he gave other creators, over 100 creators around the world, chances to up their audience, up the engagement, up the exposure, all of the things, and change 100+ creators' lives. That's what Kai Cenat is passionate about. So the fact that he's that passionate about helping y'all out and giving y'all a platform and putting y'all up and making sure y'all good and y'all family's going to create generational wealth for y'all, all you'll have to do in return is act right. You could be entertaining without being offensive. You can be entertaining without being stereotypical. You can be entertaining without getting yourself in a dang allegation every month, every other month. Just, y'all are funny. Y'all are a talented bunch. Like Mafia Don 3, like the reasons why Mafia Dons was so great was because of the Clover Boys. Kai Cenat's community, the people that kept Kai up when he didn't feel like going on 30 days straight on the camera and stuff like that. It was y'all. Y'all are just as entertaining and valuable as Kai Cenat is. But you have to understand, bro, like, just get right, dog. Like, we ain't perfect, but the way that y'all's messing up is on extreme levels. And, you know what I mean? That goes back on Kai, bro. He got to deal with that. You know what I mean? So that's all people saying, bro. That's all people saying. Ray, Rakai, and the rest of the Clover Boys, you know what I mean? Shout out Punga once again. That's family. Shout out Reggie. He trying to make a change, everything like that, talking about the word on stream, getting the word on stream, talking about the Bible, talking about changing his life around and putting down the smoke. Salute to Reggie. Shout out Punga for staying out the way, period. You don't never hear nothing with Punga. I ain't heard one problematic allegation, no nothing on Punga. He stay out the way. Shout out my boy, man. All he does is come in, he be funny, entertaining, make you laugh, do the little dance with everybody, and go about his day. Shout out to Punga, bro. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say, man. This was an 1.5-hour stream, man. I hope y'all appreciated it. It was kind of like a return stream for me. I ain't had one of these in a little minute. Shout out Miss Pamela in the building. Shout out Big Nate in the building. Shout out to Charles as always. Lame Shakutum, Pax Full, Dan, SSB, Zero, who else? All y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all as always. Flip, today, you and me, same person. I appreciate all y'all, man. And what else? Do I want to say anything else? That's it. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good day whenever you're watching this. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. And if nobody else told you today, I care for you. Dan will be on at some point to talk about Championship Sunday at some point this week. I thought he was going to be on tonight, but he probably fell asleep. It is late. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until next time, please take care of.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.